Presented, the information station changing the nation.
I get it. All right. Peace, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to a Sunday inspiration. I think this is my third or fourth Sunday doing this. It's gonna be a short one. I just want to get a message out, and the message is: give thanks. Everything is working in your favor. Even the stuff that's doesn't seem like it's working. It's working. If you just hold out, if you just be patient. See, those problems that are popping up and distracting you, it's just trying to just test your strength, trying to see how far you're going to go with this thing. You see? That's all. That's all it's doing, is trying to see how far you're going to go. And usually people give up right when things are about to change for the better. I could just tell you, over the past month, challenges that I've met with the trucking company, bought a truck from Ryder, and it turned out to be a lemon. And I think that truck went down like late February. They're just now giving me my money back now. But in the meantime, we was without a truck for a few weeks. And then I realized, hey, see, that problem made me realize something. I can't create a multi-million-dollar trucking company with just one truck. So it was either sit back and not do anything and just continue to lose money, because with trucking, expenses is always there. You still got to keep your insurance up if you want to keep your authority. So we had gas bills that had to be paid, the fuel bill, from prior loads that we ran. And just incidentals, just the company had to keep running. So with that problem came the solution. Let me say it again. With that problem came the solution. If that truck would have never came down, I would have never made a contact with a company from Rhode Island that could not only get me one truck, could get me multiple trucks. Because when that load went down, when we was holding the load and truck was out of commission. So someone had to come pick it up to finish the load. And they had a number on the back of that truck. When we took a picture of, how we would transfer the load, to show that the load was delivered to the other carrier without damage, there was a number there. I said, man, okay, let me call this number. And then a week later, I had a brand new 2023 Hino, 26-foot box truck, brand new. No one ever drove it other than to get it to the dealership. The truck that went down was a 2018 Freightliner, had some miles on it. They're like 200-some thousand miles. I bought it used. Claimed to have all the inspections in place. Everything was checked. No, they falsified the reports. But I'm not going to get into all of that. But that problem created the solution for what we needed at the time. Because at the time we needed that truck. And the guy said, hey, I got plenty of these trucks. How many do you want? I said, well, I'll take one right now. And we're going to take delivery of the second one in the middle of the week. And I told him, listen, we need 10 eventually. Before December 3/1, 2023, we need total of 10 trucks on this road. Now, I'm laying out the story so you could see how things is always working in your favor, even when there was problems. So we had a dispatcher that we knew from a couple of years ago when we first started the business. And we were new to the business, and it seems like this dispatcher was fairly new. we called, once we got the freight liner, we called that dispatcher back up, say, hey, we back, we want to work with you. We was running Amazon loads. And they said, okay. Now they were getting us loads, doing okay. Well, it wasn't, it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't generating the revenue that we needed. It was just getting by, and still we was in the negative. Recovering from the setback. And I'm gonna tell you, I threw my hands up in my mind a lot of times, and I just kept, no, you can't. You said you're gonna do this. Keep pushing through. And this is what you're gonna go through when you're trying to change, you're trying to elevate and grow a business, or just change yourself. You're gonna go through these things in a relation. You're gonna go through these things where you're gonna want to just throw your hands up. That's normal. And remind me, I want to speak about what's normal and abnormal. We're going to talk about that before I get off. I might even end up doing a longer show. And now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm telling this story, did okay. And then we started to notice the dispatcher wasn't getting us good loads, distracted, going a day without getting a load. In this business, when you pick up a load, you have to have a load already ready to be picked up, so that you don't have dead end. That truck needs to be moving, needs to be rolling all the time. And I'm going to repeat this. Give thanks. Everything is working in your favor. Everything was working in our favor. But sometimes it's hard to see. That's why you have to have faith. You have to believe. You have to know that it's going in your favor. You really have to have the faith before you actually see the results. There is no, let me see how this goes and then I'm going to do it. No, you got to get in there and you got to get yourself a little dirty, and you're going to have to, there's no other way to success. And sometimes you got to look around. Ain't too much help there either. Let me take a sip of my green juice. I'll be drinking these instead of the alcohol. This is my celery, apple, ginger. What else I put? A cucumber and parsley green juice. Drink this every morning after 32 ounces of water. It's like a detox, cleaning out the body. Well, anyway, so in the midst of all this, staring down this month, which is due 30th, $4,700 fuel bill. The payments for the truck coming up. What else? What am I missing something? I'm sure there's something else I'm missing. I'm like, man. Oh, and then I've already committed to the second truck. So that was a $2,500 deposit I needed to come up with all, And not like I don't have the money somewhere else, but I want this business to pay for itself. So I said, I put in my mind. I put my intentions out there, spoke to God, and I said, hey, I'm not putting any more money out of my other business into this business. This business will pay for itself, and it's going to be a multi-million-dollar business from here on. I made that commitment that it won't happen. Now, when I made that commitment, I had no idea how I was going to come up with, nearly 12 grand in a matter of 8 days to cover the expenses that were coming our way. I want y'all to follow me. Now, of course, I had money coming back from the other transaction, stuff was coming, and they should have come earlier. But I'm going to have to retract what I did when it should have came. It came when it was supposed to come. But I wanted it to come earlier. That's another thing. Sometimes we want things at a certain time, but it's not supposed to come at a certain time because it's going to come at the proper time for it to take care of what it needs to take care of. See, these are the growing pains. These are the things you have to realize how everything is always working in your favor. See, we get frustrated because it's not happening now. It's not happening. This ain't right. This ain't happening. No, it is right. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. To take care of what, see, the universe knows what you need before you already need it. Didn't it say, do not worry? I even can count the hairs on your head. The birds don't worry about eating. Most of the animal kingdom don't worry about what they're going to eat. We're the only beings supposed to be highly intelligent. We're highly intelligent beings that go out and shop and store food and all that. The other beasts that, animals, they don't store anything. For the most part, ants do. I mean, the bugs do. They kind of work but I'm saying, but most don't. They go get what they need for the day, and that's it. And they worry about when it's time to do it again. They worry about it then, and they put in the work. And that's why they stay lean, because they work to get their sustenance. They got to stay sharp. See, that's the problem with us. We get too comfortable with television and entertainment and all these other things, and we sit there and get lazy, get overweight, not working towards anything. If you look at the beasts, they stay lean, and they don't store food. They eat what they need to eat when they need to eat it, and that's it. No refrigerators, freezers, stoves, none of that. So let me get back to the story. So I'm like, this was early last week. I was like, man, I don't know. And then I was starting to second guess and say, okay, well, I may have to come out with a little bit. I'll minimize it. I started second guess what my own intentions was. See, that's what hurts us. We second guess. We put an intention out there. We don't leave it alone, and we start messing with it with our thoughts and screwing it up, and it takes longer. But I had to we're not doing this. I'm not going into nothing. Kept looking at the accounts. Okay, this is it. This is it. So, this is a holiday weekend, right? I'm calling the company to see when they're going to give me my money back, from the last deal. And then it all started to turn around on Thursday. Well, actually Wednesday, 2 days later, Wednesday. One of the checks headed up to my office in Wyoming. Yes, we have an office in Wyoming. There's a reason for that. Why I set the business up in Wyoming. We'll talk about that another time. Got the alert, hey, you got mail, and it was a check. It was a decent amount of check, but it wasn't enough. I said, hey, I'm on next day, $50. Next day we get it to you. So that was Wednesday. By the time they processed, it was Thursday. It got to me Friday morning. I said, still, man, we got to hold this holiday. 30 days, the 30th is our fuel bill. You don't pay your fuel bill. They shut you down until you pay your bill. I can't have that. We got to keep running. Kind of reaching our limit. So I stopped thinking about it on Friday. I let it go. I said, it's done. It's going to be taken care of. I kept saying, this thing is taken care of. There's no need to stress about it. It's already, you already know that this science, that everything's working in your favor. Whatever's happening is going to happen. So my daughter had asked me to get her out of school early because they had exams and she didn't need to be for the rest of the day. So I got her around 11:45-ish, made an appointment to get her hair done for 3:00. And what usually takes maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours to do, it took almost, we got there around 2:45. We didn't get out of there to 7:00 in the evening. But I'm trying to kill time. I'm sitting in the car outside waiting for her to get done. And I get an alert. Boom. Most of the money that I was working almost 10 grand on top of what I already received earlier that day hit my account. Now I'm thinking they're going to send a check. No, they direct deposited in my account. And I almost lost my mind with thanks. The reason why I lost my mind with thanks is because the truth revealed itself in that moment that, listen, it's always working in your favor. You just got to sit back and know, and don't second guess, and don't doubt. Now here's the thing. I was calling the finance company all week and no one was returning my call, let me know what they were doing with my money. I got a little frustrated, but I was like, okay, just sit back, chill. Sit back and chill. They ain't tell me nothing to say. They ain't have to tell me. It'll be there when it get there. And they got there on Friday. I said, because if it had anything longer, it would have been next week or this coming week. See, I'm telling you this, guys, because I experience this all the time. And although I experience these things all the time, I still allow doubt to creep in sometimes. I'm strong, but I could use more strength. So some of you who are just beginning this journey, I'm telling you, it's a constant reminder. It's a constant path of renewing your mind daily. And when I say renew, you're going to be doubting, and then you got to check the doubt and then say, no, what are you doubting for? Things have always fixed themselves without you even touching it or doing too much. You don't need to be doubting. The day will come where I'll just not doubt, but it gets less and less. It's a journey, step by step. It's slow progression towards this path. And that's what I want to express to you. Your business may not be looking like you want it to be right now. Whatever goals you're trying, they may not look exactly how you have it pictured in your mind, but as long as you are putting in work towards it, moving forward. See, today it looks like you only moved an inch, or you didn't move at all. But next month it'll look like you moved a mile. Slowly. That's the story of the tortoise and the hare. The bud, he was moving fast. Then he got lazy. And then next the turtle just was slow, chugging along, and he ended up winning the race. See, and this is how success is. It's in your concept of time, it looks slow because you keep checking on it. You know how it is when you was a kid and you had presents to get Christmas morning, or anything you tried to do that was exciting. You was going somewhere exciting the next day, and you keep checking the time, and it's only 5 minutes from the time you checked before, because you have this expectation of what excitement for things to happen. But one thing you do know is it's going to happen. You don't doubt that it's not going to happen. You just want it to happen faster. But with your business not being where it wants, so what that means is you have to have an expectation that it will be successful and be excited about it being successful, even though it looks like it's not being excited. See, what kills our dream is when things go bad, we dwell on the bad and we go, woe is me. And then we dwell in that negative mindset, and we keep this pattern of negativity, the pattern of unsuccessful things going through our thought process, through our perception of it. Now, the timing for all of those deposits couldn't have been no better. I mean, it was perfect. That's why I say life is perfect, and it's always perfect. It's just our perception looking at it that this is not perfect. This is not right. It's us saying that's not right. No, it's perfect. Because you know why? It happened exactly where it's supposed to happen. Even the things you don't like, it happened perfectly. I know that's a very hard concept to perceive. It took me a while to get it. That everything is perfect, even the mess is perfect. The beautiful thing about realizing that everything is perfect, you could perfectly change your mind at any time and change the situation like that. Once you make up your mind to say, this is not going to be, I'm committed to making a change, to making things better, it changes. It will change. You will see. But see, what we do is we'll get excited, we change, and then we don't, 2 days go by, it ain't changing, we get upset. Because we want instant change. No, it took a slow progression to get to where it is. It's going to take a slow progression to get to where you want it to be. To reverse that, because what do you have to undo? It's not the situation is the problem. You have to undo all of the thinking that got you there in the first place. You have to start working on the mind. And the reason why that takes a long time, because we spend too much time looking outside of us, trying to change things, people, places, and things. We're not changing what's inside of our head. We're not starting there. Now, no sooner did that happen, another storm arose. Right after that big success, another storm arose instantly, almost instantly, right after that, for me to get distracted on. Seriously. God, can I catch a break? Can I get a little? No, can't. There are no breaks in this. So I had to get my mind straight again. And pull it all together. Hey, you got that to say, you trying to go multi-million. What do you think is going to happen? To get there, there's a lot of, you got to get groomed. You got to get prepared to even accept that. Before Moses, Noah, all of them received any type of problem. They had to be groomed. Like Noah had to build an ark for what, 30 years or so? Joseph had to spend time in prison in years before he got to be second command of Egypt. Moses spent what, 40 years in the wilderness after he killed somebody? Before he got to be able to do the work that he was destined to do. And here you want something to happen tomorrow. It's supposed to happen. No, you didn't pay no dues. You don't have enough skin in the game, as they would say. You don't have enough storms popping up for you to master. Because the storm that you're going to get at $100,000 level, let's say if it's 1 million, what type of storm is that? Okay. The more money you make, you got more situations to deal with. More people to deal with, because you got to hire. When you make at that level, you got to hire people to help you. Somebody said, ignore distractions, focus on the main attraction. Doubt is a belief and focus is the undesirable outcome. Corinne said, thank you for the reminder. Yeah. Corinne, you I would say this, Corinne, you are light years ahead of a lot of people that want to be where you are. And here's why I say that. You keep doing what you do. You're working. Most people are doing one thing and then stopping for days or weeks and everything. And then wondering why their business is not this. People go, oh, people are not going to my website. Well, how many times did you advertise it? You did one video and you think some people are just going to go to your website? Some of those big YouTubers took them over 100 videos before they even got their first break, where people really took notice of them. Crappy ones. They did over 100 crappy videos with bad lighting, cheap cameras. But as they slow progression towards the end product, they changed up. Oh, I'll add this. They kept working on the business. Correct. Right now, long as you keep working on your business, I see some of the stuff you're doing a lot better than I am. See what I'm saying? So what happens? This is what happens when you encourage people. You'll see them doing things better than you did. Why? Because they got a different mindset, different way of seeing things. So they bring a whole new flavor to a situation. Me, I'm kind of rough and rugged. I just get it out there. I'm all the cut and edit, blah, blah, blah. So I tried to do the cutting and edit thing, and it was taking me too long. So I hired a team. And stopped being cheap. I hired a team to do it. Team of about 5 or 6 people. I paid them a fee monthly, and they take care. That's what they take care of. Y'all gonna start seeing my shorts and my reels on different channels, but I don't do it. They do. My team is helping me do it. That's what it's going to take to get to any big level. You need a team, and you can't be cheap about it. You need a good team, because I tried to help other people and they would take long and I had to keep reminding them. No, you need a good team, a team that gets you, hey, you got anything for me to do today? I can't even keep up with giving them stuff. That's how enthusiastic they are. That's what I need. So I mean, man, I better get my behind in gear, because I got to give them something to work with. So I'm 4 days. I might have to do something every day. That's what it's looking like every day. But what that means is the more time I put into this business and what I'm doing, the more successful it will be, or it is, and more money is going to be made. The more investment in time that I see, it's not about the perfection that gets you to success. It's all about your dedication and putting in the work. You'll get better as time goes along. There is no such thing as perfect, as people may say it when it comes to, practice. What I like what what's his name? Les Brown says. He says, practice makes perfect is a myth. That's a myth. Practice and working towards it, you're just making yourself better than the last time. So that means you can there's always room for improvement. That's why I tell people, if you have an idea, just go ahead and put the damn thing out there. Whatever you got and it's available, let it be out there. Okay. And don't see what happens is they don't want to put it out there because they're afraid no one is going to buy it. Well, if you're coming from that point of view, they're not going to buy it. You have to put it out there knowing someone's going to buy it, that millions are going to buy it. You have to have that mindset. You also have to have the mindset, I'm going to put it out there, then I'm going to let my customers help me improve this for me by their criticism. So that means you have to learn how to take some criticism. Some of the criticism is going to be unwarranted. Some of the criticism is going to be warranted. You got to take it all and deal with that. So don't come trying to think you're going to create some big business and then whine about people criticizing what you do. All right? We're not babies. No whining. This is a no whine zone about, this person. No, this is what it is. This is success. Successful people, if you notice, people are not talking about broke people in the public. They talk about everybody that they talk about, whether it be good or bad, People out there got money. They don't care about Johnny broke. Nobody's talking about them. Know why? Because nobody cares. Nobody wants to be broke, and they don't want to look at they broke. They don't want to keep looking at that person broke. They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to have that vision in their head. They want to look at the people with the money. And then some people look at them with admiration and try to emulate. And then some people look at them with criticism and jealousy and try to tear it down. You're going to have, listen, on any spectrum that you're going to have, there's always an opposite side of the situation. There's the good, there's the bad. It's always, that's what that is, good or bad. Let you know, that is a part of the cycle of life. There's always something opposite. So with all of this stuff about neutral gender BS, you have to have the opposite. Now, are we all one? Yes, we all one. But some of us on the different spectrums of that one. Meaning, if I'm a man, I'm one with the human, as a human being, human race, however you want to put that. But I'm on the masculine spectrum. And if you're a woman, you're on the feminine spectrum. You see? Opposites, everything. Electricity will not run without a negative and positive charge. This is just how life is. But back to the criticism. You gotta be able to take that. Even not just in business, even in your life. You gotta, in your family life, you gotta take criticism. I just received some criticism. And they were right. I wasn't trying to admit it, but it was the truth. One thing you can't deny is the truth. You can deny like with your mouth in public in front of people, try to save face, but really, in yourself, and you ain't denying that. Give thanks. Everything is working in your favor. So take a moment right now and think about what you need to give thanks for. And test yourself. Give thanks for even the problem that you're having right now. Because that problem is making you a better person. Now, by the way, did y'all even do the request I made last week for you guys to read that Lord's Prayer and put your intentions on it? Did y'all do it? Let's see who did it. Did somebody do it? Let's see. Anybody? Did y'all? Peace Discipleship Ministry. You're gonna have to go back and get the recording, my brother. It's a good one. Shelly Ann Lindo says Grand Rising. Corinne says Happy Sunday. C King Bay say peace, everybody. Theoretically, God says Good Rising. Charles Brown said peace to the gods. AB says peace, brothers and sisters. Did anybody do that? I recommend you do it. And I'm going to do it now before I shut it down. It says, Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. And as we also have forgiven our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. That last one, deliver us not into temptation. Deliver me from the temptation of thinking Anything other than everything is always working in our favor. Stay away from the temptation of the thought that things are not working out. The thought that you can't be successful. The thought that stay away from the thought that you are not the divine manifestation of God in the flesh. You are the Christ that came into this world to show man how to ascend to the highest levels of the Christ mindset and to achieve all of the wealth that you desire, whatever that definition of wealth may be. It may not be money for some of you. And it says, deliver us from the evil one. Who's the evil one? You, the one who thinks anything other than divine positive thinking is the evil one. So you can play both parts, the good and bad. All right? Christ or the devil. You could be either one. You can be your own devil. You can be your own Christ. You choose. You get to choose the path that you desire. You choose. Brother said he got a second letter, 60 day on the recoupment process. Good, good, good. You're on your way to being a winner. All right. Give thanks, everyone. Give thanks. Everything is working in your favor, even in that problem that you're calling a problem. With that being said, peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all. Have a good rest of your day, a good holiday, whatever you're going to do. Travel safely. If you're already away, travel back home safely. Have a great time. Have a prosperous time. Peace.